Possibly the biggest cryptocurrency airdrop of the year just happened, but the coins actually haven't dropped yet, but you can check your eligibility. If you've been following the VoskCoin YouTube channel, a full-time crypto airdrop hunter, my name is Vosk, I'm the host here. I work for Tails, our resident CAO, our Chief Airdrop Officer. Then, well, you would be eligible for this airdrop, but two, let me tell you why this is really important. And three, while even if you're not eligible for the airdrop, why we should all consider stacking up a bag of these new cryptocurrency tokens. Spoiler though, the airdrop is probably going to be worth thousands of dollars and still hasn't happened yet, so you can still be on the cutting edge before other people potentially dump their coins. But what's even more exciting for me is the long-term capabilities for this token and the fact that they have what they've dubbed the season of airdrops. This is just the initial airdrop that we are covering, but they have a season of airdrops, additional just opportunities to become eligible for this. This is exciting and something that we have not seen before. Yo, not financial advice. Whatever you do is your decision only. So this is pretty exciting. I'm definitely thrilled with all of this stuff. I mean, you see this shirt today. Our pulse is made possible thanks to Ethereum. Yeah, and Alpha Cryptoware does have some cool shirts, so check out their link, get 20% off your sweet threads down below. Shameless plug aside, introducing the Optimism Collective. Announcing a new type of community designed to reward public goods and build a sustainable future for Ethereum. Sure, sounds nice, whatever. But here's like why you should care at all. So Optimism, what it is, they have a bridge from and to Ethereum along with other blockchains. They actually use third-party bridges for a lot of these other blockchains, but they do support with Ethereum mainnet with their official bridge to go from Optimism and Ethereum. And hold up, like, what the is optimism, right? I mean, isn't that like being positive? Like, yeah, I'm optimistic. It's called an optimistic roll-up, and Vitalik Buterin, yeah, he's a fan of it. Actually, he's really the one who initially pushed it forward, and then a team picked it up and really ran with it. Let me give you an example of just how powerful optimism is and why Buterin is buttering up his biscuits optimistically after seeing these savings. Yeah, whatever the hell that means. So let's just say I want to grab one DAI, whatever else, just a little micro trade here. I want to make a trade for $1 worth of cryptocurrencies. And so I'm on the Ethereum mainnet, I'm on Uniswap, I'm using MetaMask. We've got full video guides on how to get started with all this stuff, how to set up MetaMask, how to use Uniswap, and I actually showed how to trade with Optimism with basically no fees using Uniswap as they support it. But that's a bit of a spoiler. So I want to make this $1 trade. It's going to cost me $23 in gas fees. And if I had to approve any tokens here, then it would cost me probably $35 total. Normally a token approval is costing around like $10, $11 right now. So I'm not going to just waste my money today to complete that trade. Let me switch over to Optimism, right? And I'm going to switch over to Optimism. And let's say I want to complete that same trade. I already have a little bit of Ethereum on Optimism. It's a layer 2 solution. Basically think of it as an additional blockchain. And so let's say I want to turn with a little bit of Ethereum into one DAI, which is basically supposed to be about $1. So I click confirm here and it prompts me in the wallet. And you see a layer 2 gas fee and a layer 1 fee, totaling out to about this much Ethereum. Offhand, if you're familiar with ETH, right, and how much Ether costs, that's already substantially lower. I actually just completed this trade for science. It also estimates it right here. Basically, it's supposed to cost me about $1. And so pulling up my address on the Optimism Block Explorer here, we can see I completed this trade. And when I open that trade up, you can see that my transaction fee was 85 cents. So this is astonishing, right? I just want you to understand that if you were just to make this on the mainnet chain, and this is cheap for Ethereum fees right now, just so you understand that. Oftentimes, the Uniswap trades are costing $100. Okay, so to be in for $1 versus $100 or even $35 is obviously exponentially different. Less money you burn up in trading fees and gas fees and transaction costs, guess what? That's more money made. That's more coins in your pocket. Which is why using Ethereum and trading ERC20 tokens, Ethereum tokens actually is a layer 2 solution on the Optimism blockchain it's got me optimistic too.
Hey guys, it's Ms. Vosk here to tell you about Cryptomines Reborn. Cryptomines Reborn is a play-to-earn game on the BNB Smart Chain. In the game, users can mint spaceships, workers, and fleet NFTs, explore planets, and earn treasure in dark matter. The native game currency is Crux token. Looking at their contract address, Crux has just over 15,000 holders. The project is also holding a giveaway where users who hold more than 50 tokens will be eligible for a $10,000 drawing. Check out the link in the description below to learn more about Cryptomines Reborn.
Optimism has already been building for a few years, and it's really only launched their alpha mainnet about a year ago. Their open mainnet only a couple months ago, so this is still very new to market technology. And then now we've got the Optimism Collective, an interesting and exciting airdrop that you are most likely for if you've been following along, doing the things we highly recommend here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. They're doing something pretty interesting. So people who have done other things associated with kind of like the Ethereum ecosystem, Web3, as well as potentially interacted with their blockchain early, are going to get some tokens. I've got the link down at the top of the video description below for you to click to check your airdrop eligibility. I don't get anything if you use our link. It's just there for your convenience and also to make sure you end up on the right site. Always be vigilant, watching out for scam and impersonator sites. You know, there's people and scammers impersonating everything and everyone, whether it's us saying hit us up in our DMs, or we don't use Gmails. There's gonna be fake Optimism airdrop claim sites. Watch out for those. So just use the link, stay on the path, you'll be good to go. But these op tokens, OP tokens, which overpowered, gamer in me gets excited about that token naming. What they have here is project incentives, protocol upgrades, treasury funds, and the token, all under the token house. OP is transferable, right? Then they have the Citizens House, retroactive public goods funding. Citizenship is non-transferable. Okay, then they have overlap here in network parameters and granting citizenships, right? And so Vitalik, my Buterin, is thrilled about this and publicly endorsing this token model as well, basically saying he's excited to see how this plays out. This is a big deal. This is very exciting, and whether you like him or not, Vitalik and his brainchild baby Ethereum, he is the face of the project. He is the leader of it. He is the Satoshi for Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin, right? For better and worse. But basically, we're gonna have like a dual ownership, governance model here with Optimism moving forward. I'll drop this article so you can learn more about it down in the video description below. I'm really just kind of going to focus more on the OP token portion of this, because to be honest, that's what interests me the most, especially in the topic of the airdrop and what's it worth, price prediction, and like, are you going to get rich with it and whatever else. The common questions of the two. OP governs upgrades to the protocol and network parameters, creates an ongoing system of incentives for projects and users in the Optimism ecosystem. The Optimism Collective will take an iterative approach and seeks to achieve a highly dynamic governance system. They don't feel a static Genesis allocation is conducive to these goals. OP will not have an airdrop, it will have an entire season of airdrops. Airdrop number 1 goes live in Q2. Over 250,000 addresses are eligible. But if you're not one of them, airdrop season still awaits. There's so much more that they want to share, and I'm honestly pretty excited. So again, basically the takeaway here is that even if you weren't eligible for round 1 of this airdrop, there will be incentives, opportunities to become eligible. Turn your time into money, man. Like, you're all going to get hit with a gas fee that hurts putting your Ethereum on the Optimism blockchain. Yes, but once it is there, your gas fees, your transaction fees will be low. You can interact. And basically, the more you're interacting within their blockchain and the ecosystem, the more likely you are to reap additional rewards, where you will most likely at a minimum break even, but more likely you will be getting ahead, getting a bunch of these tokens that personally I'm kind of excited for and bullish on, I think have a bright future. So basically, we go to the governance page, spoiler with the confetti, right? And we scroll down and we get down here to the eligibility. We connect the wallet, and you can see I'm eligible. Ironically, I had a to-do list here on my desk, and one of the highest things on there was to create an Optimism, full blockchain tutorial and really dive into it. I touched on it in detail with the Uniswap support of the Optimism blockchain and actually bridged some Ethereum over. But the irony here is that I started working on other stuff and I didn't get things like Optimism user, repeat Optimism user, and whatever else, which kind of is funny and pisses me off. But I'm still eligible due to Gitcoin grants on layer 1 and a DAO voter. So these are things we've talked about 100 times. Gitcoin is a incredible development in cryptocurrency, right? So I got a referral link to Gitcoin out there. I don't really earn anything. I get a kudos if you do some quests and stuff, but it's not like it's some kind of cash cow thing. The cool thing about Gitcoin is you can bring your ideas to market, and if other people think it's cool, they will fund it. They use quadratic funding where, say, like I donate literally $1, and I can have matching, making my dollar turn into $50, $100 worth of donation power towards these projects. That they get, like, say, $100 for every dollar I donate. I've talked about this in detail before, but that's the quick version. They have quests, which is a fun way to basically just learn about cryptocurrencies and different things and get rewarded with an NFT. Their NFTs in their ecosystem are called kudos. The better Gitcoin does in the long term, and they airdrop their own token to users of that ecosystem, which all of the VoskCoin subscribers received if they followed along on that front, was very, very fun, very lucrative. And in my opinion, Gitcoin GTC still has a very bright future. It's not the kind of airdrop you want to turn around and just dump. They also have bounties, again, turning your time and expertise into money. Same kind of thing with hackathons. And what do we have here? Layer 2 roll-a-thon. Yeah, right in line with optimistic roll-ups, right? So absolutely encourage you to get involved here. Once you learn the basics, this is an incredible opportunity to have fun, learn more about cryptocurrencies, and again, monetize your time. Nothing is more fun than getting cryptocurrency airdrops. It feels like free money, and sometimes that free money goes on a run. Okay, so how many tokens, price prediction, not a ton of information out on that front yet. We have this Twitter poll. We're all hopeful, right? 41% people voted in Vicky's poll over here. We're hoping it goes over $3. Obviously, I cast my vote on there too. We got hard down here with this little price prediction. Use an OP coin for gas, and you can see it going to $30 a coin. Just governance, 25. Again, really depends on the token amount and distribution, right? Base Carbon off of Twitter is bullish on optimism. Basically, the opposite of Paraswap, wider distribution. I agree with this. I think Paraswap did a terrible job with their airdrop. I think they did a terrible job geofencing users out of their ecosystem. So Paraswap basically just did terrible. If you're familiar with that, we also covered that one here on the channel. But yeah, make sure to check the link, check your eligibility down in the video description below. And again, the season of airdrops, that excites me. This is just phase 1. And what they're going to do, like, why would you even airdrop, right? Well, you decentralize, you reward your early community, you reward your active community, you decentralize it, looks good for exchanges and regulation, everything like that. But the real benefit here is just a marketing initiative, right? You are basically spending your tokens. Instead of spending them on marketing or giving them away or whatever, you're airdropping them, which is, in a way, you're giving them away, but you're sending them out. A lot of people will dump them, but a lot of people will hold them, get excited. They will learn about the project, big buzz, a lot of articles, a lot of free coverage, right? Like Optimism didn't sponsor today's video or anything like that. I'm personally just excited. I'm thrilled about this personally, and I also want to share the message with you because I know so many of you will be eligible as well. How much do I think this is going to be worth? I'm hoping thousands of dollars. I'm hoping thousands of dollars, even if you just got like something like 500 coins. What it's really going to be worth, there's really not enough data to tell. I wish I had a really cool price prediction, but really, like we run the numbers, right? Let me pull the handy dandy calcy out. With the calculator, if you got 500 coins, right, and then you times 0.20 a coin, it's 20 cents, that's $100. You've got 500 coins, and this is gonna be easy math, times $3 a coin, you're gonna be looking at $1,500. if you just did something completely unrelated to this and you get $1,500 for free, right? That's pretty exciting. You're getting half an Ethereum for free at current prices for reference. And that's just this price prediction, right? I mean, we see a lot of other tokens. Gitcoin came out and rewarded people with thousands or tens of thousands and some even hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Gitcoin GTC tokens. We see quick support for some of these tokens on things like Coinbase. This is a very positive token, positive ecosystem, respected, well connected, right? You know, this isn't like in the shitcoin realm. What that means is we're likely to see big exchange adoption, which leads to more liquidity, more exposure, and generally just higher price points. And so, to put it simply, I'm bullish, I'm excited. You do whatever you want to do, but you better slap that subscribe button and hunt these airdrops with me, because again, I think airdrop hunting is one of the most fun things. Like, you go out there, you learn about crypto, you have fun, you get engaged, you know, using this stuff early, and then hopefully just a bunch of free money, free tokens start rolling in along the way. And once you hit a couple airdrops, you can turn into Ethereum, it'll pay for your gas fees, and then you can keep using all of these different dApps, these decentralized applications, and do all this wonderful, exciting, decentralized crypto nerdy stuff, right? And it all goes and grows from there. We've got incredible community on Discord in our forum, but very active, especially in the Discord. So join the Discord, join the other airdrop hunters. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one.